it's important that I document this kind of stuff. It's important that I let everybody know what kind of things that I'm dealing with. It's important that I let the world know that, hey, I'm owed billions of dollars in damages compensation, and these people are trying to rob me of that money because they feel that somehow they are more worthy of it than me, and they're trying to rob me of it in ways that the people that are paying out the compensation understand that I'm being robbed, but they're not doing anything about it because they themselves are complicit. And so the very people investigating me for a Yankee White security clearance are trying to rob me of the compensation so as to pay themselves. And they do this with offshore accounts. And they do this by involving people in high up positions. I'm talking presidents, I'm talking former presidents, I'm talking senators, I'm talking House representatives. We have some very high level government people. We're talking generals, admirals, colonels, some very high up people in our government involved in the Yankee White security clearance investigation process are attempting to pay themselves with the compensation that is owed to me, and they're attempting to do so by helping out the scheming. They help out with the scheming. They help out by claiming that part of it is a military exercise, but that military exercise is not a military exercise. It's just a civilian effort to put me into a conservatorship and a guardianship. And so it is not a military exercise by any means. And if you were to claim it was a military exercise, then why are they genuinely trying to traffic the money via this exercise means? And so it doesn't make sense. And these people are complicit. And I won't stutter to name names. I won't hold back. Some people that are considered, very esteemed, very respected former presidents are involved. Some people that are considered very esteemed, high level, military leadership. We're talking executive leadership. They're involved, and the reason I won't hold back from naming names is because these people have done heinous things to me, and they're involved in the embezzlement, and they feel that they are owed the compensation that I am in fact owed. And if anybody has shit to talk, then maybe they can go ahead and get raped for their money, but I won't let them get away with it. I'm going to get paid a shit ton of money, and I can do whatever I want with it. And these people can cry all they want, but at the end of the day, they're complicit. And I don't care if you're Obama. I don't care if you're Jimmy Carter. I don't care if you're George W. Bush. I don't care if you're Donald Trump. I don't care if you're Joseph Biden. I just don't care. I don't think any of these people should be paid out the compensation that I'm owed because they think that I'm some sort of orphan that can be taken advantage of. Sure, my parents are unwell. They've been through hell. My mom has been through all sorts of cancer. Her brain just isn't not the same. But I won't be robbed. I won't be robbed by her. I won't be robbed by people that are treating her like some sort of celebrity for helping them rob me. I won't be robbed by any of them, and there will be severe consequences if they try. And if they succeed, there will be even more severe consequences. But let's just hope we don't get there. For now, this is, just a video vlog, a little entry for the 25th of February. Thanks for listening. Just a repeat of information that I've mentioned before. Um, you know, all sorts of desperate efforts to try to make me out to seem unwell, whether it's a retarded kid, a crack baby, wearing special effects makeup, a CIA special, something they're specialized in doing, wearing all sorts of outfits and makeup and disguises. If you send a crack baby to do that to me and I get all sorts of photo and video of it, you don't get to claim that I'm schizophrenic. If you're going to try to claim that I'm schizophrenic, then you shouldn't be putting somebody as a guardian or a conservator over me, especially if it's a military exercise and everybody's aware of what is happening. If it's a military exercise and everybody is aware of what is happening and you're putting me under a conservatorship and you pay out my damages compensation and somebody siphons that off, um, despite me giving repeated warnings about everything that's happening, repeated warnings to the very individuals that are investigating me for the security clearance, the Yankee White, then you are complicit. If you fail to act, then you are complicit. Um, and it's no secret that these people are complicit because I've been screaming and shouting about this. I've been writing diary entries about this. I even published a book about this. And so it's no secret what's going on. It's no secret who's involved, whether it's the Tersini family, Ethan and his parents, whether it's, the Ezel family, Haas Ezel family, whatever, and they're trying to make it a race war too. I've had plenty of Jewish people, plenty of Zionist people say, well, you're a Palestinian Syrian person, and so, Israel will prevail, and they're trying to turn it into a race war like a bunch of pathetic losers. I've had Palestinian people try to turn it into a race war like a bunch of pathetic losers. They're like, how dare you be in a military squadron that is dominantly Jewish or dominantly Israeli? And so, it's turned into this whole political thing. Not only are these people trying to embezzle money, not only are these people trying to rob me of compensation that I'm owed, but they're also trying to turn it into a race war, and there's some infighting going on. They're like, this is our criminal syndicate. They're like, no, this is our criminal syndicate. And it's just a bunch of fucking pathetic losers, to be honest. I mean, if this is the pinnacle of a career, embezzling money from the government, just shoveling money into your bank account and trying to take advantage of somebody that is effectively an orphan because you think you can get away with it that way, then what do you have? What kind of accomplishment is that? What is that to be proud of? And for these presidents and former presidents to be so proud of involving themselves in this kind of scheming effort, what kind of accomplishment is that? What do you have to be proud of? What point is there in selling your peanut farm if you're going to pull shit like this off, some years later? You should have just kept your peanut farm. You should have just fucking, embezzled money via some other method, while you were president. Why wait 50 years later till, wait till you're, dying to pull off some sort of fucked up shit? You should have just kept clean. You should just live a clean lifestyle. And I feel really sorry for these poor bastards that think that this is some sort of accomplishment of sorts, that think that this is some sort of kosher, military exercise of sorts, because none of it is a military exercise. I mean, by all means, if this is a red flag exercise, it's a really fucking stupid one. Um, you know, not there isn't much to have been gained by my experience of all of this. It's just a torturous process for no reason because these gargantuan military companies just want to line their pockets with money. Whether it's the Woodward family or the fucking, um, uh, the Watts family. I don't know. I mean, I've just been dealing with all of these colonels and their kids, and they're just trying to pull this ridiculous shit on me and trying to pull a fast one. And, obviously I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. And I think everybody deserves to know that, what they don't get a ride on the gravy train because all of these big names get a ride on the gravy train, or nobody gets a ride on the gravy train because the gravy train is straight up embezzlement, and there's just no good coming of all of it. It's just a big old scheme. It's just a Yankee White security clearance process. Processed by insiders themselves, who get to keep all the money, and you know just a bunch of little guys get to watch all of this happen and wonder. I'm not some sort of big shot because all of this is happening. I'm some sort of big shot because all of this has been happening to me, because people thought I was an idiot and they tried to process me for one of the biggest security clearance processes that exists, because they thought that I was an idiot that they could pull a fast one on. But it turns out I'm kind of worthy of it, and I'm not the convenient idiot that they thought I was. And so it's blowing up in their faces. And I say, let it blow up in their faces, let it blow up in everybody's face. This is what happens when public trust is not put in the right kinds of people. This is what happens when government agencies get to do whatever they want with as much money as they want. This kind of shit happens. And if we need to pass legislator to fix that, let's pass some legislature to fix that. But I'm not. I'm not going to be the one to be taken advantage of in the process of everybody figuring their shit out. Figure your shit out, but don't take advantage of me in the process. What's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours, and what isn't yours isn't yours. And if all of these people get investigated for this, if all of these people have to pay because of what they tried to do, then let them pay. But I won't be I won't be the little guy in this situation the way they want me to be the little guy of this situation. I won't be the convenient orphan. I won't be the convenient special needs person that they want to make me out to be. It's just not going to work that way. I'm sorry. Um, and if they do try to pull a fast one, if they do try to siphon off money to their offshore accounts, then there's going to be an even more explosive story about these individuals, and um, they're going to be losing a lot more than they expect to. They've already lost so much trying to pull this off, and there's just so much more that they're going to lose in the process. We're talking corrupt judges. We're talking corrupt generals, corrupt admirals, corrupt presidents. It's a gigantic shame, and none of it's kosher, none of it's legal. Um, None of it has to do with one government being better than another government. One country being better than another country. It's just assholes robbing the American people. These black budget dollars that are just being printed off by the Treasury and siphoned into these agencies, and robbed from the person that they're supposed to be paying. That all that black budget money is what creates inflation. And you have folks like Ben Bernanke that are involved in this kind of a highway robbery, and they try to convince me, oh, there's no inflation, there's no issue there. But these are people whose monetary policy doesn't even take inflation into consideration, because it's such an ugly issue that they'd rather turn a blind eye to it. And even economics students at universities know that monetary policy oftentimes doesn't take inflation into consideration. It's just completely removed from the equation, even in their education, because it's just such an ugly thing that they just want to look past it. They want to pretend it isn't there. And I'm not going to be the convenient idiot when it comes to that kind of stuff either. I understand the domino effects that's happening here. I understand that these people are borrowing from the futures of our children just to, build their own wealth, but they're borrowing from the futures of our children, but mostly for the common person's children. They're borrowing. This is generational wealth. And they're going to be happy, but they're borrowing from the futures of other people's children. They're making the peasants even bigger peasants, even smaller, you might say. And so, yeah, it's all really shitty, and I want nothing to do with it, but it's a bit too late for that. So, giving me my shitty little security clearance or whatever, probably not going to do any good work with that, because they probably want people that cheat, lie, and steal to be a part of the deal. But that's just not me. So, fuck you, pay me.